Thank you for listening to the Tattness podcast on the Tattness Co. Network.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A Mercedes kind of sentiment, luxury, and trust in me to honor the free we all should be. It seems my sundial burst into yin and yang right in you.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Tattness podcast. As always, today I have an awesome guest. Like, words can't even express how awesome this guest is, in my view. If you've seen Wrong Turn 6, then you know who my guest is. Sadie Katz. She's done so much, like, honestly, dude. Wrong Turn 6 is just one of the things she's known most for, but we're talking the Bill Murray Experience, the documentary that she directed and was in. It's crazy, dude, the amount of stuff she's done, and she's decided to come onto the show and talk about some of this shit and all the crazy stories that come along with it, man. Check it out. All right. So how the fuck are you?
I am pretty damn good. I mean, where are you?
I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, so I have no complaints.
Oh, it's way chill. I mean, I'm in LA. We're basically like the hot spot with COVID hot spot. It's a nightmare. I mean, it's a fun, weird, scary nightmare, but to go through the whole summer and not be allowed inside a restaurant,
Right?
Like, I'm like this inside the windows, like, hello. And we're eating in parking lots. Are you guys eating in parking lots?
No, I mean, in Canada, we're actually, like, this province is considered the safest in terms of the numbers, which is really cool, I guess. But it's definitely disrupted everything, for sure. And
It bonds everyone from every country, though. Everyone's got, like, a story about how they've been dealing.
Right. And I'm so, like, reclusive anyway, in so many ways that, like, my daily life has not changed a bit. I'm like, now I have an excuse. I get a little salty, though, because I'm like, so when I did it, it was antisocial, but now that there's, like, this pandemic bullshit, y'all call it responsible and, like, social distancing, but, you know, before I was just an asshole. Like,
You're like, get the fuck away. I mean, you're the kind of people, though, I get really mad at, because when quarantine first started, so many people were like on Facebook and social media going, well, this is my best life right now. And I'm like, you know what, you guys shut the fuck up. Some of us want to go outside and see people and, like, go have a drink at a bar. But now in LA, a lot of the restaurants, they've, like, opened up their parking lots and put chairs out there. So you're having, you know, for the places that didn't have a patio. I mean, I saw a Denny's. Like, how bad do you have to eat at Denny's that you actually are sitting in the parking lot of a Denny's to eat?
It's fucking Denny's.
It's fucking Denny's. We have a Sizzler. I don't know if you have a Sizzler in like, Sizzler's like it's a lowbrow, like, steakhouse where you get all you can eat shrimp and, like, cheese bread. Like, you shouldn't eat there anyway. But they're in the parking lot eating. I'm like, what the fuck is, like, what are you looking for so bad in that parking lot? But,
it's so fucked up.
But, you know, I'm like, every week, I'm like, I still want to go to a restaurant. And I feel so bad. Our servers have the mask on. Then they have the plastic thing on. So they're talking to you. It's like clear.
Yeah.
You can't hear fuck all that they're saying.
It's like rocket here.
And it feels like a weird post-apocalyptic, like, scenario where I feel like the poor servers, like, we're making them work and, like, sacrificing their life. But I'm like, I'll have another glass of Pinot, please. Which makes me a dick. But, you know, if someone doesn't go to the restaurants, we're all closing. So, yeah, that's my summer. Normally, I'd be shooting during this summer and not being able to vacation. But now, like, little getaways are, you know.
It's true. And I mean, you know, my career too, like MMA, I was kind of like, Could you imagine getting punched in the face for a living with a fucking mask on? It's just ridiculous.
Like, I just started taking boxing. Like, I did a boxing boot camp. And, like, you know, I've always watched boxing as a kid because Mike Tyson, you know.
Of course.
It's fucking crazy. It is a crazy, like, I'm just dripping sweat. I thought I was going to lose all this weight. No. You're like packing on muscle and you can feel like my arms can't stay up. Like I didn't even know how to punch correctly. Like when I started, I didn't know you like did this. My fiance was always like, it's this, not that. So now I'm like, you know, I'm like really into it. And I've got my pink boxing gloves, but man, you're just sore all the time. Does that go away? Even in MMA, you're just sore.
Yeah. It's something. There's a weird relationship with it, where like I'll spend 4 hours a day in the gym lifting. Like I love the shit, and even in spite of that, when I lose the soreness from working out, like I'm chasing it. But it's just,
because then you don't think it's effective anymore.
right, and it's like it just doesn't work that way. You eventually you don't get that back, and if you have it too often, it's because you're injuring yourself. So
well, I was out of shape from COVID. Like it was the first time where I think, like, you know, when you're tracking how many steps you take, and during the initial quarantine, like one day I took 10 steps. I was like to the bathroom and back. Another day, like it was like kind of a fun, like fuck it thing of like, you know what? I'm going to chill and order a pizza, which I normally would never do because of acting and everything. And then we were like, you know what? Let's get some wings too. Let's get some pizza, some wings, and some dipping sauce. And like, at first it was like, well, quarantine. And then it went by and by. And 6 months later, you're like, all right, time to unquarantine myself and get back like in gear. So I definitely paid the price of like not doing a squat in forever.
I think we've all kind of been there though, where we passed it up. Like we're like, okay, this is gonna last a couple months, whatever, and then we'll get over it, and it's on to the next big thing that fucking makes people paranoid.
Yeah, fires, floods. Yeah. Now I find myself, I just bought a mask. Like this is some fucked up shit. I bought a flower mask with a bow that like goes in my hair that matches the mask. And I was genuinely like excited when it came in the mail. I was like, this is going to look good on Instagram. And I was like, oh, I'm going to Home Depot. I'm going to wear my mask. I'm going to wear my bow. And I was like, this is some completely bullshit 2020 stuff that I hope a couple years from now, I'll be like, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is part of my designer mask collection. We're
gonna treat it like the 80s like style, where we're gonna be like, what the fuck were we thinking?
It will be the old AIDS when everyone was like, you get AIDS anywhere. People were like, they were like afraid to share drinks.
Right.
They were like, you were gonna get AIDS if they had. I don't know how old you are, but we watched this one thing in school where it was like a basketball player fell and there was blood on the court, and they were like, you could still pick him up.
Right.
You'll instantly get AIDS. So like we have dumbasses around here who are driving in their car alone, windows rolled up with their mask on. And I'm like,
oh, that's the worst.
What the fuck are you doing, bro? But
right. Fuck. Yeah, I'm 37. So like I was born in 83. And I think
around the same age. We had the same.
Yeah. And people are often mind blown by how much I remember of the 80s, considering. But it's like, I guess when you have a really fucked up life, you grow up quick. So like you retain a lot. It's so random and weird, but I had this friend who was a few years older than me and she was like, let's see how much you remember about the 80s, because you seem to remember a lot of weird shit that like I thought there's no way you'd remember that. So I'm hanging out at her house for the first time, and she had this really fucking crazy picture of a relative that's like way, way back. It's super old. It's like old black and white, like it almost looked like medieval fucking times kind of picture. It's so old.
Right.
It's like a great, great, great relative. And she's like we were drinking or whatever, and it's like eventually you got pissed, man. Like it's bound to happen. So I'm like, I gotta take a wicked piss, dude. Where's your bathroom? She's like, it's upstairs. But before you do that, this is the opportunity. Let's test you. I'm like, what? Like I thought like this is a drug test, like it's fucking UFC. And she's like, I need to know how 80s you really are. You need to look at this picture of my like fucking great, great, great relative. I think it was like an uncle or some bullshit. And I want to know the first thing that comes into your mind. And so we go up the stairs, and I'm weirded out by this whole thing because it's fucking weird. And then it shows me the picture on the wall. And I'm like, holy fuck, it's Higgins from Magnum PI. And she's like, yes, you fucking get it. And I'm like, he's missing the Hawaiian shirt rather than this like frilly fucking neck thing and all that madness. I'm like, that is Higgins, bro.
You know why you remember that, though? I think this is my guess. I can remember 80s shows because we only had 6 fucking channels. Like, everyone watched Knight Rider. Everyone watched Magnum PI. Like, we all watched. There was only so many shows. It was like news or like the family show.
Right.
I mean, and then we had these for adult shows that you would watch like with your parents that were like, I don't know if you had them in Canada, but they were like Small Wonder.
Yep.
It was about a family that had a robot.
A fucking robot.
A fucking sister. There's a girl that they made sleep in that cupboard or box. Then we had Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes.
Like, so we had all these shows where like they adopted, like, you know, we have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think that was in the 90s.
Yep.
But we had a lot of weird. Alf. Another one. So like those were shows that everybody watched. Like Full House, everybody watched it.
I was huge into Benny Hill at like 6 years old.
Did Dad make you watch that?
No, like he was a dick. Like he was never around. I didn't know my mom. So my grandmother kind of took over. My old man's fucking parents kind of raised me for the first 6.5 years of my life. And my grandmother would still like give me shit years ago of like, I could never get you to go to the fuck to bed at a reasonable hour. You had to stay up and watch that fucking pervert Benny Hill. And I'm like, you shut your mouth when you have some damn respect when you talk about Benny Hill.
Imagine now if someone put out a show like Benny Hill.
Oh my God.
People would go fucking nuts.
And we got the censored version. I mean, that was the clean fucking version.
I mean, people have, like, that's what's really crazy to explain to, like, I have a 19-year-old, to explain to my son now, like, that TV was very strange. Like, you had all these, like, shows that no one would curse on, and that was it. And then, like, you got to watch cartoons on Saturday morning, and you'd get, like, your TV guide. Me and my girlfriend would, like, circle what we're going to watch, the Smurfs and stuff. You watch cartoons now, and I'm like, or TV shows, and I'm like, even Disney shows, the 6-year-olds are dating, they're in a relationship, and you're like, what the fuck went on? And there's no real like family shows unless it's a game show like American Idol or something, but there's not like a sitcom type show. And we have so many channels, it's insane.
It's true.
Like, I just sometimes I'm like trying to find something on Netflix is like you go, okay, I'm done. Like, I just did this for 45 minutes. Now I'm gonna like go to sleep, or I watch a podcast. Like, we watch so many podcasts.
It's true. And it's funny when you do this shit. Like, I went from MMA, like, I own my own business and everything, but it's like MMA is kind of one of those things where it's like, I am aware I can't do this forever. You
Right.
can't get punched in the fucking face forever. And it's like, I've, because of it, uh, it's opened so many weird doors. I like my friends list on social media and my contacts in my cell phone are probably a horror movie fan's wet dream. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
Right.
And, and then, metal fans and shit could say the same with how many people I know. So recently I had like Ken Sagos on my show because he's a friend of mine. And I mean, fucking everybody knows who Ken is. I mean, Kincaid from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4 is like the best character ever. And it's so funny. I kind of wanted to get into that with you because you obviously would know. It's like you would think a lot of the time there's a piece of the person and the character, but you look at that character, he was funny as shit. He was a badass motherfucker. But Ken is the sweetest dude who's like so soft spoken.
Is it? Well, I've never met him, but I know of him. Um, it depends on what you're playing. A lot of comedians are introverts, like, and so you're like, you see them and you're like, okay, tell me a joke, and they just don't work that way. They're more like observers of life, and then they put it. I think, like, I play a lot of crazy over the top characters, or very emotional. Like if I'm not crying in a movie, I'm shocked. Either because I'm crying because I'm gonna fucking kill you, and I'm like rage crying, or I'm crying because I'm in a movie and I'm someone's wife, or like I'm doing these extreme emotions. But like, I'm a pretty emotional person, and like, people give like Mel Gibson a lot of shit, and I'm like, why would you? That guy's a psychopath. Like, how many movies has he played where he's like, give me back my fucking daughter? I'm like, that doesn't come from, like, you have to be able to really scream like that, like, and really lose your shit in order to have that freedom and know what it feels like. So, like, for better or worse, like, my characters are a sub personality of me on a little bit. I think they give me permission to like rage out in front of people and be like, oh, I was just acting, guys. Or, cry about pretty much. I can cry like at a drop of a hat about a homeless person. I'll be like, oh my God, why is this happening? And I'm crying for 2 hours.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because I mean, people look at what I do, and honestly, it's kind of become like MMA is something for me that almost becomes a secondary thing that I'm known for because I've done so much other shit that it's like people trip out when they realize like I may do MMA and whatever, but the last thing I fucking want to do is actually hurt anybody.
Oh, so do you get people? This is the interesting thing about like fighters, and especially MMA, because that's like a whole other level beyond boxing. That's fucked up. I love it. I mean, I'm from Orange County, so if you don't watch like MMA fights, they take you back your Orange County card. Like, that's what people watch. But you're not likely to want to get in a fight, but do people want to fight you?
It happens. I mean, it's happened so many times. It's funny you're talking about Denny's. Going into one, because they're open 24 hours.
Yeah.
And there's always that one drunk guy that's, getting his food on because he's fucking wasted. And he's with his girlfriend that's new. And there's like 6 of us at least that come in. And he wants to sit at his table and start talking shit. And so a couple years back, I think it was 2016, and I was already in a fucked up place because I just had a son that I was told was going to die from terminal condition. They gave him 2 weeks to live. So, like, you don't want to hear that. So I'm already in a fucking bad place. He gave me 2 years, and then he decided his fight was over. So, I mean, hats off to him. You know what I mean? I couldn't be more proud of him. But at that time, I don't know all this. I don't know what to expect. Like, so I'm in a place where I'm already trying to kind of keep it together and not fucking lose my mind. And there's like 6 of us that we just came back from the gym, and this is like early in the morning. So it's like last call hour at the bars. So this guy's got obviously like a new girlfriend he's trying to impress. He's fucking hammered drunk, and he's talking all sorts of bullshit from his table. And, trying to be, Captain Tough Guy, like he wants to fucking start something. He knows he's going to get wrecked if it goes that way. By one of us, let alone 6 of us. We're trained for this. You're just drunk and you're trying to, be big man on campus. I get that. Whatever. It's ego. Whatever. But eventually I was getting agitated, and I remember one of the dudes was like, "Don't fucking do it," because he thought I was going to just beat the shit out of this dude. And I finally had enough. I stood up, and they're like, "Oh, fuck, here we go," because this guy's got enough on his plate.
Yeah.
But it's like I wasn't going to even – I know better. It's not, conducive to a good career for me. You know what I mean? To fucking go beat the shit out of this guy. It's just when I stood up, he knew we're done here. So I just fucking told him, you apologize to her right now because you're making yourself look like a fucking idiot. You're embarrassing her. You know what I mean? Like, and he just immediately did. Like, he just knew. Like,
right.
I could get stomped out right now, or I could just be like, okay, smarten up. And I'm like, nobody here has a problem with you. You're creating one. Just
Well, I think you're right. There's always one person like that at Denny's. It's like 2 a.m. You want moons over my hammy with no problem.
It's like, a pub for drunks. Like, I mean, come on.
And you're just like, you're trying really quick to soak up the alcohol so you like wake up and feel good. I haven't had a Denny's run in a long time. We have a great diner down the road called Astro Diner that's like next level because it's homemade food. So good. I mean, it's just going in there and not like, the only time that like you eat really poorly is when you've been drinking, and then you're like, let's have some hash browns, some cheese and egg quesadilla.
It's so true.
I'm like, why didn't someone stop me?
Right? And everyone's just as fucked up as you are at that point, so they're not trying to be the voice of reason.
They're like, have some of my French fries. You're like, you fucking bastard.
It's like, thanks a lot, Judas. I mean, like, you could help me.
Thanks.
Did
your daughter or son pass away?
He did, yeah, in 2018. 9 days after his 2nd birthday, he decided that he was done. And so, it was kind of one of those things that before that happened, when I moved out here, because I left Toronto and I switched provinces and I came out here where it's a little more relaxed. And I just kind of got my mind wrapped around it a little bit as best you can. And I was like, okay, I gotta do right by him, and like, you gotta share your blessings, man, or else you don't deserve them, in my view. So I started to help families that couldn't afford to give their children at Christmas,
Oh, I love that.
because he couldn't, with his condition, he couldn't appreciate toys anyway. So I was like, I got to give them what he wouldn't be able to utilize in his honor.
Right.
And it's like, not looking for credit for myself. It's always mentioning him, so that when I'm dead and gone, his story will continue. And it just meant so much to me that once he passed, I was like, my obsession is to just like fuck my career, everything I've done, all like the celebrity friends and bullshit that people make a big fuss about. It's like, that's all great. They're such wonderful people. I'm so grateful for all that. But it's like, to me, the goal is to just make him proud if I can. So that's the obsession, So, um, but it's funny, I thought about your situation with what you do, and I'm like, you'll get it. We have friends that are not in the industry. Like, I'm not in your industry, but I got my shit going on. I'm friends
Right.
with so many people in your industry. You obviously have friends not in the industry. There's got to be times where like shit gets kind of funny or weird with those people, because you forget, like, oh yeah, they're not used to the lifestyle that you have. Because for me, I think what made me remember to not take it for granted, because it's been like 4 years or so now that I've kind of been where I'm at, that I forget, like, I'm fucking known all over the world. I got like hundreds of thousands of listeners and shit that know about my MMA career and all this other shit. And then I got all these like celebrity friends from fucking horror movies and all this other shit. And it's great, but I don't, like, to me, it's like, I tell people when they freak out when I talk to them, like, I'm just a dude with a cool job. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm a human being like you with a cool job. I'm a fan too,
Right.
so my show's producer fucking was kind of what made me remember that, because she almost had a fucking aneurysm when Ken Sagos called my phone. It's like, did fucking Kincaid just call you? I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, like, this happens. And then like, oh yeah, you're not like used to that. So it's like, you kind of remember to kind of be like, appreciate this kind of shit.
Right.
I grew up watching him in these fucking movies and shit, and now it's my friend. Then you got like Robert Englund, where it's like, I grew up watching him, but it's like, now I can have a conversation. I got CJ Graham on my fucking friends list and shit from, that played Jason in Friday the 13th, part 6. And I'm like, stop forgetting, like, that to other people, this is a huge matter to you,
Oh, yeah.
you
I
know.
mean, I think it's kind of like a funny thing, because in entertainment, like, you have to not compare yourself with other people. And then, but you also have to remind yourself, like, how lucky you are. And you're right. Like, if someone said to me 10 years ago, hey, you're going to be in these movies that are at, Walmart and Redbox, and, they're on streaming, so people are going to see them, and you're going to get fan mail from around the world. I would have been like, oh my God, that's the greatest life I could ever, like, that's all I ever wanted. I didn't really want to be famous. I just wanted to work,
Right.
And I think what's kind of crazy is like, I did a film with like Richard Grieco, and I was big into 21 Jump Street. So like, I had his poster above my bed, and I'm like, now I'm like doing a scene where I'm spitting on him and screaming at him, which is great. Or, uh, Christina Lease is a friend of mine she also was in Chucky, but she did 90210, and she was Emily Valentine. She brought, like, she was tempting them with ecstasy. And like, that was like a huge deal. He was like dating her character, short hair, like all kinds of girls cut their hair short because of this chick who's now a friend of mine. And I'm like, oh, it becomes like this very weird thing where you're like, oh, it's someone's job. Or, Eddie Cruisers, who I don't remember the movie, but like, these are the people that I'm like, oh, I just did a movie with them, and people like freak out. But it's like cool because you realize we're all artists and it's a job.
Right.
But it is pretty funny when like you're hanging out with someone and then you go to a horror convention and they've got like a line and people have tattoos of their face on them.
Here it is.
And you're like, wow, this is very strange. How did I end up here? And it kind of like you stay on that hamster wheel, and then after a while you're like, well, now I'm on it. Like,
Right.
I've been doing it so long, like I'm not gonna like walk away and do something else. I guess this is my crazy, weird life. And then obviously you decide to do a podcast, or you decide to do some other thing, but it's always connected because you're in too deep. It's like, you're fucked. This is your job now.
Exactly. And for me, that's what it was. Is like, okay, realistically, I can't get punched in the fucking face forever. Look at Muhammad Ali. It's not responsible. If I decide to have any more kids or whatever, it's a disservice to them. It's not responsible. So I got into this, and literally first bit, I wasn't taking it seriously. Like, it was literally the most nonsensical shit.
Right.
Just to prove a point. Because I was like, I guarantee you, because of who I am, the people that know who I am from what I do, I could talk about the most nonsensical shit and make it like comedic in some way.
Right.
They'll fucking listen to it. And they did more than I ever would have thought. And I was like, oh my God, there's a responsibility here. So like, I need to start like getting more into serious shit. Enough with the nonsense. But I always got like in this weird mindset that we talked about the other day, a few people and I, where I was like, I got this weird headspace going on where I was like, I can't have celebrity friends and shit on the show, because then I'm going to feel like people are going to be like, oh yeah, you think you're better than everybody. You forgot where you come from, blah, 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 blah. And like, you're just rubbing in our faces who and all this bullshit. And I'm like, a friend of mine kicked me up the ass with like, she was like, dude, your life has been so fucking difficult from like 10 months old. You, in spite of everything, you've made it to where you're at now. Fuck anybody that thinks that you didn't earn the right to kind of embrace where you're at now and
Right.
who because of what you've accomplished. Don't ever feel guilty for your success. And it's not about name dropping or fucking having people on your show to show who you're friends with. It's a matter of your listeners may be really interested in their stories. Do you think Joe Rogan feels fucking bad about who he brings on the show because he can? It's not about that. It's about, like, are people going to be interested?
Sure.
And I was like, I get it now, So I was like, all right, cool. Let me fucking do that then.
Yeah.
And this literally is this month is year one of my show. And I've had Ken Sagos on the show so far. Recently, I've had Mick Strawn, who's like a sweetheart of a human being, who was the production designer for Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4. He was the effects guy for Blade. He's a fucking great dude. And that led me to think you would probably have a good kind of insight on this. I think like when you get into this line of work, you have to have some kind of fucking bizarre sense of humor to get through.
Yeah.
I think that's safe to say, right? I think with success in general.
Like, I mean, doing horror movies specifically,
Yeah.
I think especially if you're doing like nudity combined, you know, there's something like kind of hilarious, because I think what happens is like you leave your self-esteem, your ego at the door.
Right.
Because what's really funny is you're like hanging out with the crew and everyone's rad and other actors. So you have like maybe 2 days where you're filming like happy scenes. And then the third day, because you're shooting out of order, you are literally looking at everyone during lunch. You're waiting for your scene and you're like, okay, so after lunch, I'm about to do like a topless scene, which, you know, whatever. But I'm going to be crawling on the floor, snotting, crying, and like literally begging for my life. And there's going to be, you know, it depends how big the crew is, but let's say 60 to 100 people, like just watching you. Everyone's just going to be standing around like this, you know, and like they're going to be lighting you. So it's like, and then on action, all of a sudden you're just like a crazy temper tantrum mess. And it's, you know, or just an agony. And I think what's always the funniest part about that is like immediately after cut, like you're still kind of there. So you're like, now I always like to make like a joke afterwards, like, what? Now you fuckers were gonna help me? But I've still got like snot coming down. I'm still kind of crying. I'm shaking. And depending on how good of a job you do, normally the crew's like, whoa, like I expect you to do something, but I didn't expect that.
Right.
And then you're like, well, what the fuck did you think I was here for? But they trip out on it a little bit. And it's like half the crew's really experience is like, oh, she's a fucking actress. The other half is just like, you know, what happened to you?
Right.
How did you do this? So, yeah, I think you have to like have a sense of humor, because in that too, you have a big snot bubble. You know, they say cut. Someone get the snot's in your mouth, so you're sucking your own burgers. It's fucking gross. Or, you know, you're doing a love scene and the person you're doing a love scene with you really don't like. So it's like you're looking at them going, I just watched a movie I did the other day, and it came up like, because I was working on my reel about this scene where I kissed one of the actors. I won't say the movie. And stand him in real life, and I couldn't watch it. I was like, what job do you have? I mean, besides a prostitute, but what like legit respectable job do you have where I'm like, then I had to like touch lips with this person that I barely wanted to be in the room with, and like it's, you just kind of, don't you feel like I feel like I disassociate. I'm there, I'm in character, and I try not to have Sadie thoughts. I'm just like thinking in character because I'm engaged. So like I can fall in love with this cup. You know, that's my job.
You'd have to, I think, right? You have to kind of put it behind you if you can't stand somebody. It's like, that's me personally. And I think that's
I think it's better. It's kind of fun because you have to be like, you're so irritated with this person, so at least you have a real visceral emotion. You know, if you really like someone as a buddy, that's almost harder than like you have, because at least you have like some kind of weird chemistry that you have to work through. If it's really, you don't like the person, like it's almost better. You're just like, I fucking hate you. I mean, didn't like Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, like they hated each other when they filmed? And like they've got this steamy chemistry. Because you know, every time she's about to do this scene, she's like, I fucking hate this guy. I hate him. And he's like, I could have got the hottest chick. But you believe that they're really in love because they're working at it so hard and they're going to show off to each other.
Yeah, it's such a fucking credit to them.
Right.
And I feel like in a really bizarre way, that's where like our careers kind of parallel each other, where it's like it's hard to describe the similarities, but it's like when you're in MMA, there's gonna be people that talk all sorts of shit because they want to get in your head. And it's real easy to be like, I fucking can't stand this guy. But you can't let it affect you like that when you go into it, because if you get emotional and pissed off, you make mistakes. You have,
Interesting.
yeah, you got to go into it like this is a competitive sport. This is about strategy.
Well, don't you think that's what happened with like Ronda Rousey? She had so much like, so we rented the fight and I was like stoked about it. And she had shit talked so much, and she had so much shit of everyone being like, she's going to go in there and be a beast and blah, blah, blah. And like the very first time she got hit, it was like her self-esteem, you could just see went, and she was out.
Exactly.
The fight was over because she was more into, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, for me, I like with acting to be provoked, because like if you're doing indie films or even a lot of horror films don't have big budgets, even with studio films, you're still shooting something in like maybe 20 days max. That's if you're so like to reshoot over and over again these crazy scenes, whether you're antagonist or the protagonist. Like it's nice to have a jump off, because normally they always are doing right when you're like emotionally ready. They're like, oh, we got to redo the lights. Oh, the camera just ran out of batteries. Oh, so it's nice if you have some kind of sizzle as your jumping off point, and then you get to go. But you're right, with boxing, I haven't, because of COVID, I haven't got to do a lot of sparring. I've only done it a couple times. But dude, it's gnarly. They know it's hit me back yet. I'm just doing the pads. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's I can't, like, I'm so tired when I get out. So I'm out of the ring, and I've only been fighting, like, or throwing punches, I should say, for like a minute and a half. And then I'm like, oh my God, what if someone was hitting me back? Like, this is just me, like, play fighting with my coach. It's a gnarly thing. I don't know, because I've you know, I've been hit a couple times, you know, through various means, but like to actually be, yeah. I mean, that's what I like about MMA more than boxing. MMA, you're like, I love when you're all bloody and like you're like, that fucker's gonna die, and then they get up like a phoenix, like, roar.
You know, I think it's a mix of ego, drive, fucking probably a lot of credit has to go to adrenaline.
I was just gonna say it's adrenaline, right? Because you're not feeling the pain at that moment, right?
Right. But when you do, like for most people anyway, like when they do, they really do.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets real bad. And that's when you know that they've lost. With Rousey, oh man, I was a fan until I found out who she is personally.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to shit on anybody. It's just you hit the nail on the head with like, when you said what you said, it immediately made me think of the validity of what Mike Tyson said. Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the fucking mouth. And then it's out the window. That's what happened, right? You could see it in her face.
She thought she knew it was up. And that first punch, everyone, I had like 80 people at my house. And the first punch, we all went, oh shit. And you could see on her face where she was just like, oh, whoa, I don't know. And then that, I forgot who won, because Rousey was such a celebrity at that point. And she just got her ass handed to her in a way where you were like, she was dethroned so immediate. I don't think I've seen a fight of her since, because you were like, oh, you just lucked out and kicked some ass before.
Yeah.
That's it. She had smack talked her way right into losing. Now Mike Tyson's gonna fight again.
I know, and I'm so jazzed.
Does he bite someone's ear off again, or he does a legit fight?
I mean, you know, the thing is, too, that I don't think people realize with that incident was it was not unprovoked.
Oh, right.
Holyfield is slicker than dog shit on a winter fucking day. Because he was masking. When he threw punches, he was throwing headbutts with every punch.
Oh, interesting. So that's why he went for the ear.
Yeah, because Tyson spoke to the ref and said, this is what's happening, put a stop to it. And the ref, of course, has, if I don't see it, I can't do anything. So Tyson finally got to a point where he said, if you don't fucking do something, I will. And the ref
Which
said,
makes sense because he was close enough to be bit.
Right. And that's why there's no bad blood. Because Holyfield knew that he was.
I never thought about that. They don't have bad blood.
No.
That's interesting. You know, I have a Mike Tyson story. It's a short, funny story, but I was at the Beverly Hills Mall, and I get in the elevator, and it's like 3 floors or whatever, and it's just me and this guy in the elevator, and of course I look over, it's Mike Tyson. So I look at him, and I smile. He smiles. And then I just decide, like, this guy gets harassed all the time. Let him just be in the elevator. And then the elevator, for some reason, like, gets stuck or it's in between floors. So we're in there a little bit longer, and then we just kind of look at each other. And it's like, I smile again. He smiles. And then we hit the button because, like, we didn't hit the button. It was, like, almost just that awkwardness and funny. And then right when the doors open, like 15 people were like waiting, like, Mike, you know, Tyson, and screaming. And then he just looks at me and goes, thanks. Like I thought, wow. Well, he said thanks because he has that little voice. But it was like a very cool thing because I think he understood that I was like, I'm going to let you have your piece. And then right when it opened, I was like, Jesus Christ. And then I went and got like a pretzel or something and watched him. He was stuck outside the elevator for like a half hour, just like people not letting him move and telling him stories. And I'm like, that's the other side of things that to me is like, I'm sure cool on certain days, but on other days,
right,
not cool.
So that's, you know? Yeah, I was thinking that too. I mean, first of all, with Mike, I can't fucking fathom this, but it's true. To this day, he's never had coffee in his life.
Did you watch his doc where he talks about like what's he do? He rescued his documentary.
Yeah.
It was so. I actually saw it at the movie theater, which is so odd. A friend of mine was like, "You want to go to this matinee?" Because I really love docs. And I was like, about Mike Tyson? All right. He's just sitting on a stool most of the documentary. He's so fucking fascinating. And then you're like, he's got a soft spot for pigeons. Wasn't it pigeon? I was like, what the? Like, this guy is so nice and interesting. He just happens to be a fucking animal. The bear. It's gnarly. So yeah, I'm excited about the fight. I don't even know who he's fighting against.
Oh my God, I forget now. And I know that the speculation for the longest time was that it was going to be Holyfield again. I was like, that's not going to happen.
People would freak out.
Right.
Like, the internet would explode. Like, all politics would go aside.
Right.
Everything would stop. And people would be like, that's the equivalent of like Jennifer Aniston and Angelina Jolie.
In a cage match.
In a cage. People would lose their fucking mind. They would be like, yes.
I honestly, like, I thought about it and I was like, it makes sense. He's coming for the other ear. He needs the matching set. Uh,
I mean, Holyfield also knew, like, if anyone's gonna give you a souvenir, like your ears all fucked up, you're like, Tyson did that. Like,
right?
you know,
Yeah,
we're two of the biggest fighters in the world. We showed off and it got fucking dirty. I mean, that adds to the whole, like, I mean, I feel like for me, as someone who doesn't know a bunch of names in like the fighting world, like, I used to know more of the MMA fighters, but I think I haven't watched as much, or I don't know if they don't have those as much as they used to.
yeah.
Maybe that's COVID, but I don't feel like there's not like the big, you know,
It's a
event.
crazy time. I
Yeah,
mean, I find for UFC especially, I find that their lightweight division is probably the most competitive they've got because there's so many names. It's ridiculous.
right.
Where I'm literally on the like the boundary for heavyweight. I'm 265. I'm 6'5". I'm
Oh,
260.
are you that tall?
Yeah, so I'm
Oh, Jesus.
265 of muscle because I spend like 4 hours a day in the gym, and that's the limit with their heavyweight. If you go above 265, you're out of the running. And that's why Joe Rogan, bless his heart, has been kind of pushing for a super heavyweight division. And
Dude, I'm a big, me and my fiance watch Joe Rogan like pretty
I
much
love
daily if we can catch him. Um, he's like I used to watch him though on Fear Factor,
right.
and I saw him do stand up, and I like this is during Fear Factor at the end of Fear Factor, and he was like, "Yeah, I got offered this show, and they're like, we're gonna have hot bitches on, and we're gonna have them when you could call women bitches, and people think get offended, and we're gonna have them like." Eat cow poop and jump out of airplanes for $50,000, and he was like, "This show's gonna get canceled. This is
He
not gonna
hated
be
it.
it." Yeah, and he's like, he's like, and then flash cut 3 years later, I'm like, "Eat that, you can do it. Just one more bite," and there's a hot girl's like throwing up. And who would think that now? What did he just get? $100 million?
Yeah, I mean, he's got like 15 point some odd million followers on Instagram and shit. But he's the first to say, like, dude, I've been doing podcasting for fucking so many years before it blew up to that.
Right.
And I mean, I was watching him even before Fear Factor on fucking News Radio, the show that he was
Oh wow, yeah.
with fucking Phil Hartman when he was
Oh my
alive.
God, yeah.
And some other people, and I was like, dude, this guy's funny. He's really funny.
He's really fun. Like, I think the thing that's crazy though is I really like he's very open-minded. So right now, especially in America, our politics are nuts, and everyone's either far left or far right, and there's no in between.
Right.
And he's like really the only voice of newscasters, reporter, anything, podcasters that's kind of open-minded to say, I agree with this stuff and I agree with this stuff, but and that I think is, at least in the US, is kind of cool that we have somebody that is that popular, because it's really popular to be on one team or the other. That's
yeah.
it's like picture here, and it's everything. It's like how you deal with wearing a mask, it's how you deal with whether or not people think you're racist, whether it's like across the board. And that's not a great way to have a country.
Right. And I feel he is very like centralist, where I'm the same way, where like I don't get into politics because you're fucked no matter what.
Oh
But
yeah.
I feel down the middle, like both parties tend to have their points that you can get behind. And if we could get rid of that, divisive bullshit and go down the middle, take the best of both worlds, we're probably going to do better.
I know. I think it's here. It's like it's very media driven. So
Yeah.
of course, like, so you're kind of like only getting one side of the story, and I mean, I'm sort of like I don't like to think like I don't like to believe in God all the way, but I don't like to not believe in God. There's valid things where I'm like, these people have had an experience, these people haven't. Like, I just don't like to completely, maybe it's the Libra in me, but like, I don't like to have my mind like completely made up on something, because I think there's a lot of gray matter, gray area. And but we live in a time where I think podcasters are the new newscasters, because they can be a little bit more impartial sometimes, which is not.
I think you have to be, you know. I will have people on my show that will have completely different views than me. And I respect it. I look at everything from a different perspective. And I'm like, I see so many points to what they have to say.
Right.
You can't be so fucking like set in your ways, or else like you're not impartial. And then your guest list is going to be like, it's got to be people that see things my way and all this bullshit. Yeah. It's like, that don't work.
It's crazy. It really is. It's crazy. I could talk to you forever. Keith, you're the best.
I was, no pressure, but I mean, I kind of advertised you as probably the best fucking woman like ever, because I saw you on Chronic Horror, and I was like, oh. So we have yet another thing in common.
Yeah.
That
so they got me, that show, we filmed it at like 9 a.m. And I was like, dude, I'm going to outsmoke you guys. You won't even fucking know it. And I was like, watch me. And they thought I was shit talking, but it was 9 a.m. Like, I don't wake and bake, but I was like, great. So I got on there and we just hit it. It was probably the most high I've gotten so fast. And then watching The Terrifier, I was like,
I can't do it.
When you get that high, and then that movie I'd never seen, and they're like, what do you think of it? And I'm going, no, this bitch is getting like sawed, right? It was crazy, but it was so much fun. It was weird, because I just came home and I was like, oh, I just did this show. It's only noon. And now, like, I'm baked as fuck for the next, like, 4 hours.
I can't do that movie, dude. I love horror shit. Everyone knows that. But I'm not a huge, like, gore dude. Like, when it gets ridiculous. Like, I'm not, like...
Well, I couldn't say anything, because they're like, what's your opinion? I'm like, well, I did Wrong Turn 6. That's, like, super gore fest. Blood Feast, like, they chop off a dude's penis, so like, and they carve off a chick's ass, like, it's literally Blood Feast. And I'm like, so I've done these like 2 big movies that have like an excessive amount of gore. They're really horror porn, basically.
Right.
Gore porn. So you're like, I couldn't say anything, but I was watching it and I'm like, this movie's fucked up. And they're doing a number 2. And I'm like,
I saw the trailer just now before I talked to you. And I was like, oh, come on, man. Because the trailer looks really good, but I'll never fucking watch this shit, because
it was so scary, the first one. I think because it did, like, there was no, like, the clown, you can't get a better clown than that. He was just scary. He never talked. So, and then the opening scene where he's like in the bathroom, he shits all over the bathroom. It was like, it set it up like what is this movie? Like, what is this? Is he a homeless guy or what? And then it just got like, it was so gnarly. I was just like, how is this even legal? house.
Right. But I didn't watch all of the Chronic Horror with you because the second they said they were getting into that movie, I was like, I'm good. I, I
I
took,
didn't know. They didn't warn me. So I didn't even know. I'm like, oh, I know it's a clown movie. And then I'm watching it, and they were like fast forwarding to the really bad parts, which is the whole movie. And I
yeah.
was like, I'm legit traumatized. And then, of course, because I was high, they had a driver to bring me home. And I was just like this the whole way home.
See, I skipped, like, I knew, and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm doing this. And so I took from it one thing. I was like, you and I got yet another thing in common. We both are no stranger to a certain plant, and I'm not talking about a fucking ficus. And I know it's 2020. I probably just offended somebody's ficus, and I'm sorry. But, I was like, oh my God, this is my hero now.
What's so funny is they had all these guests on who had never smoked weed before. And you and I both know the first time you smoke pot, you don't really get high. So then my friend Dylan Reynolds, who's the director of mine that I worked with, who did 420 Massacre, they're like, we need a chick who will smoke pot and be funny. And he's like, you just got to call up Sadie Katz. She'll be a lot of fun for you. I mean, I'm someone like, it's like a nighttime thing.
Me too.
But I don't get that high. Like, I think it doesn't hit me like some people. Maybe I've just been smoking enough, so it's fine. Like, I could never smoke and be on set. I couldn't smoke and work. But like, I don't get I don't remember the last time I was like high and couldn't move.
Right. For me, it's the same thing.
It's one of those things where you're like, if you've got something where you're like, I really don't want to do this. Like, I've got to do this. You're like, oh, well, it's Saturday. Maybe I'll get high and clean the house.
Right. Like,
yeah.
It makes me sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
And probably eat like a champ. But other than that, like, I can't do that. Like, some people will fucking be able to smoke all day and function. I'm not there.
Yeah. I just fall asleep. If I'm not being like entertained and I'm watching a movie, I'm like the worst. I think when my fiance has had enough of me, he's like, do you want to smoke some weed and watch a movie? And he's like, I've heard this chick chat long enough all day. And then I'll be like, literally a minute later, I'm completely passed out. I haven't even got past the credits. And I'm sleeping like a baby, thank God. Because I'm the same way. I can't sleep sometimes.
Right. So it works beautifully. And yeah, it's funny. It's got to be weird to, like, I can't wrap my head around where you're at. There's certain states where it's still illegal. And it seems so archaic at this point.
Well, oh yeah. It's very weird because, like, in walking distance, we have this weed shop that's like, you don't have to have a license. You just show your driver's license.
Right.
They have everything from bath bombs to Kool-Aid to cookies, brownies, salt with, they have everything. Plus they have all the hot girls, like that's a thing here. Hot girls behind the counter which I don't know how that became a thing because a lot of women smoke weed. I'm like, I want to open up a weed shop that's men behind the counter, like, just men, and the whole place is pink for women. But I guess I'll have to wait on that. But they have so many strains, and you're like, what weed do I want to get, and what strain? And they're acting like it's like a wine bar of sorts. And then in Venice Beach, we have where you can buy the weed and then smoke there, which I've never done, actually, which, well, now you probably can, but that would be kind of fun.
Right. And I mean, it's such a weird, different time, because I remember being younger and saying, like, I would never lose my shit if my kid smokes weed because there's much worse shit they could be doing. And I stood by that. Now my oldest is 18. It does not exactly hide the fact that he fucking smokes weed.
My sons do, and you're like, don't smoke weed. You're too young, because like it was years ago where it's like dirt weed. These kids are like, I don't go in and go, give me chronic, the most I want to like not be able to move. They're like, give me the strongest stuff, and they're like hitting, joint after joint after joint, and I'm like, no, that's not a good way to start life.
Right. Especially at that age, because it fucks with the brain development. But
they're already stupid. I mean, they're great. I have a 19-year-old. He's fabulous, but they're stupid, especially
right. I mean,
boys.
right. And I mean, but for me, like the biggest takeaway is like, what a time we live in, where at least one big relief I have is I don't have to worry about where he's getting it from, who he's getting it from, what the fuck's in it.
Yeah.
He can
or get arrested.
Right. He can go to a fucking, dispensary.
Right.
And get clean, safe shit.
Right. Which it should have always been that way.
Right. But like, you never know.
I've never seen my son like drink too much. That's a funny thing. Or come home and throw up. Like, there's times when I'm like, dude, you're way too high. But like, there's a total difference in that. I think when I was younger, how many times I puked my guts out. Like,
right.
Like not learning my lesson over and over, like drinking Long Island iced teas, which, now I'm like, why did I, what was I thinking? Yeah, I'm going to have Long Island. I threw up last weekend on it. I'm going to do it again. Yeah.
October, people are really bummed the fuck out because the new Halloween movie has been pushed back a year because this COVID bullshit.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, so it's not going to be aired in theaters now, like fucking till 2021. And people are super fucking bummed. So I've taken it upon myself to do my best and try to make schedules align and get people. I know Mick is willing to come back in October on the show to fucking talk about his work on the set. He worked on Freddy's Nightmares, the fucking TV series.
Oh my God, that's great.
I grew up with when I was just a little shit and should not have been awake for. I was like 6 years old watching this shit, and I never would have thought, if you were to tell me then, oh, you're gonna be friends with the guy that kind of made that happen.
Right.
And then also Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4, he did the set for that. He did all sorts of shit. Boogie Nights, he told a great story on my show about the big fucking rubber dick and his being uncomfortable with having to be across the desk from it. And I'll never forget, he described himself as hung like a hamster, so it made him real insecure. It's on the show, so I mean, I'm not outing the guy.
I love that. Oh shit! You know what? I have to go because I'm doing a double feature. It's True Romance and something else, and it's at a real drive-in. Like, that's the one thing. I don't know if you have a bunch in Canada, but
hell yeah.
We don't have a bunch in California, but the ones we have are like old school, real ones. And then they have these pop-up ones that are like on rooftops and parking garages. But this one's been our weekly ritual of going. And you know what? It's the one thing that I'll be like, that 2020 was the year of, hopefully it's only 2020. But thank you for having me on. And in October, I have to say, I have 2 movies coming out by Lionsgate. since you can't watch Halloween. One's Megan, and one's the Amityville Harvest.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that too. So October, if you'd be willing to come back, I'd love to fucking have you on for the horror themed month.
Sure, but we can both smoke a joint.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
I sent you a request to Facebook, and I was like, fucking, because I'm friends with so many bloody people, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, we'll see. You know, fucking.
I always have too many friends, and then I have to clear out friends.
Ridiculous.
Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why
There's a limit. Yeah, it's really weird. But yeah, if you're willing to come back on in October too, I mean, even before then, if you want, fucking doors always open.
Great. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
It was great chatting with you. You're amazing.
You're awesome.
Podcast.
I fucking loved having you, man. I was like, I already sold you as like the most awesome fucking guest ever. Because I'm like, there's so much in common. It's ridiculous. And I don't do structured, like robotic fucking ask a question and fucking answer it and then on to the next. It's boring. I mean, I've done it.
Right. No one wants to hear like, how did you get your start in horror?
Right, and it's like I've answered. Right, I've answered questions so many bloody times that I'm like, really? You know? So have fun at the drive-in, because those are.
Thank you. I know, I'm excited. So, well, we'll talk in October.
Fucking A.
All right.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Thanks. See ya.
Have a good
Bye.
So that was Sadie Katz, dude. Probably the most chill fucking person ever. Like, honestly. Recently I talked to a fan, and this is actually going to be enlightening because it's really funny. A fan said to me, with the whole story about my producer freaking the fuck out when Ken Sagos called my phone to confirm an appearance. This fan said, dude, I would have fanboyed out too. Like, I just fucking would be battling myself as like that being torn between, do I shut the fuck up and stop fanboying out and pay attention? Do I keep fanboying, or do I shut up and get to be, you know, in that spot to see how celebrities speak to each other? And I thought that was such a fucking funny thing to say. But if you want to know how they speak to each other, I mean, what you didn't hear off air was Sadie asked me, so what do I call you? Like Mr. Tattness or whatever? I'm like, you can call me fucking Susan if it makes you happy. I'm good. You're fucking Sadie. I mean, you're awesome. It's fine. Like, there's nothing formal about it. But, you know, she also off air said, I gotta tell you, I listened to your show a few times just to find out if I could cuss or not. So that's how we speak to each other. It's not really special. It's actually really funny, if anything. So I gotta thank Sadie for coming on, because she's probably the coolest fucking person. So I have all the love and respect in the world for Joe Rogan, Chris Jericho, Steve Austin, all of you that are doing your thing. We all do our thing. But if you had a guest today, mine was cooler. I'm not even sorry. You know, what are you going to do? Thank you again to Sadie Katz, who is fucking amazing. And hope to have her on again in the near future. I mean, we're going to do this again. It's just a matter of when. But hopefully in the near future, man. Sometimes you just click with people and you can't replace that chemistry. That's fucking awesome. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, because she's like the coolest chick ever. So I'll catch your asses later, man.